I'm not ready.
All right, and welcome to episode number 80 of the AverageMarks Pro Wrestling Podcast. Patrick Fry here, and joined today, as you can see, Jonathan Brinkman, repping his Los Ingobernables de Japón t-shirt. That is by far got to be your favorite faction in all of pro wrestling, right?
Hashtag watch New Japan.
And today we are not talking New Japan, but we're going to be previewing AEW Fyter Fest happening Saturday night, BR Live. It is free in the U.S., so if you're a U.S. citizen and a wrestling fan, no reason you shouldn't be watching this show.
AEW is probably the most New Japan thing that the state's wrestling scene will ever see, so I'm all in, no pun intended. Oh, you know what? Pun intended.
Yeah.
There's pun intended in that.
All right, just making sure everything's good to go here. We're all good to go. Be sure to go and like us on Facebook at The Average Marks. Also follow us on Twitter at The Average Marks. And I think that's really the main two platforms we have. So, with that being said, some big news dropped today, and and I had no intentions.
Huge news.
I had no intentions today, as of 24 hours ago, no intentions of talking about WWE today.
Me either.
Zero.
Me
but
either.
this morning, obviously, anybody who's a wrestling fan and not living under a rock has pretty much seen the news, and that is that there's new executive directors, and this is not some storyline general manager thing. This is legitimate backstage executive directors. Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff will be the new executive directors, apparently, of WWE television. Paul Heyman will oversee Monday Night Raw. Eric Bischoff will oversee Smackdown Live, which, look, there's and I've been listening to a lot. I listened to Busted Open earlier, trying to get their thoughts.
Shout out.
Bubba Ray. I always give Busted Open a shout out. That's like the one main wrestling show that I get a chance to listen to because it's during the day and I can listen to it while I'm at work. But certainly, it's I was listening to Bully Ray, and he was talking about how this can only be a good thing for WWE. Obviously, the ratings are down. The product is as bad as it's probably ever been. And you bring in a guy, first of all, Vince is going to bring in two guys who have arguably been his two biggest rivals and arguably the two people that have come the closest to putting Vince McMahon out of business, and Eric Bischoff, of course, with WCW, and then Paul Heyman with ECW. I don't think ECW really gave WWE a run for their money as far as, putting them out of business, but they had great promotions. The only reason their promotions went under were financial reasons. It wasn't creative reasons. It wasn't none of that stuff. So,
well, that's debatable for WCW.
Well, but look, at the end of the at the end of the day, WCW, there's a reason that Conrad Thompson and Eric Bischoff do a podcast called 83 Weeks, because for 83 straight weeks, WCW kicked WWF at the time, WWE Now's, kicked their rear end and in the ratings.
I wonder if Bischoff and Heyman are singing Bischoff's theme. We're back.
Well,
we're better. Like, when I first heard the news, I was kind of confused because you figured with the history of Bischoff being the GM for Raw, Heyman being the GM for SmackDown, that, Heyman would be on SmackDown, Bischoff would be on Raw.
Yeah.
And then you made a very good point earlier when we were talking about it before the stream. Bischoff has a TV business outside of wrestling.
Yeah.
He worked hand in hand with Turner on WCW, so he knows how to handle and how to answer all the questions and any kind of concerns that any kind of Fox would have when it comes to SmackDown.
Yeah.
And from the report that I read earlier online was that Bischoff will be working directly with Fox about WWE's product, and the best way to think about this scenario would be how Triple H handles NXT.
Oh, yeah.
Triple H is the guy of NXT, but he, at the end of the day, still reports to Vince.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I read Bischoff and Heyman both being. They're the Triple H of their respective brands.
Yeah, well,
they have control.
Mm-hmm.
They still report to Vince.
Well, and I feel like, it's a good analogy. Certainly, we know what Triple H is.
I can't read that chat. By
And
the way.
it's that is Noam 8787. Hello
man?
there.
What's
What are you
up?
guys talking about? We're talking about the new executive directors of WWE Raw and SmackDown Live, Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff, respectively. There, Noam8787 now following us. We appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. But we're talking about the big news that broke this morning. I was actually broken by Sports Illustrated. This is not so. That right there kind of told me, well, this
legit.
This can't be, because obviously WWE in years past they've introduced general manager, so to speak. But this is not the case. This is going to be a legitimate backstage role. I don't think we're going to see Eric Bischoff on TV, at least not right away. We've seen him on TV multiple times. He came back for the Raw 25th anniversary, made an appearance, huge pop, by the way. So would not be shocked somewhere down the line to see Eric Bischoff on television. Obviously, Paul Heyman, he goes hand in hand with Brock Lesnar. They're not going to break those two up. Obviously, those two together, having Paul Heyman talk for Brock, that's just money. So, and there's so much to digest here because, you were talking about, Triple H. I feel, Triple H running NXT. I feel that Triple H has a lot more creative control over NXT than Heyman. Unfortunately, than Heyman and Bischoff will have of SmackDown.
I agree with that.
But I do agree. I do think that, Vince knows these, he knows that these guys are capable of creating a product that, because obviously, let's face it, Vince is making this move because, it's time to hunker down because AEW is now breathing down your neck. They got a major TV deal coming up later on this year. Double or Nothing was a huge success. They got their big all-out, show coming up August 31st, Fyter Fest this weekend. We're going to talk about that. So Vince knows that they're breathing down his neck. So now Vince is kind of, all right, now we got to make a move. And this might not be the only move he makes, but right now this is, he's starting to he's going to, try and maybe place his chess pieces, so to speak. And right now he's got Heyman and Bischoff as his two chess pieces.
This is a better move than bringing Undertaker back randomly for no reason.
Well, I don't know why, and
like
I don't know. I can't explain that. I wasn't planning on talking about that, but
I don't either. I don't want to say annoys me, but like that's why I don't watch Raw and SmackDown anymore. Like Stomping Ground, damn good pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was a really good
pay-per-view. That was a really good pay-per-view.
And
for a lack of build, lack of momentum, lack of anything, that was a solid pay-per-view.
Yeah, and
then to follow it up on Raw with Undertaker saving a guy he went to war with a couple of years ago in Mania.
Yeah. So, and that's the interesting part of it because while Heyman and Bischoff will be the executive directors of Raw and SmackDown, are they going to have any sort of say as far as when the pay-per-views come around? I don't think so. I think that's going to be all Vince. Vince has his idea, when it comes to the pay-per-views. All right, I want this person over, I want this person over, and I want this person over. But Heyman, Bischoff, I want you guys to take us there. Yeah. We need you guys to take us there because at the end of the day, like you said, the pay-per-view was good. Pay-per-view was solid.
It
was
really
a solid
was.
Pay-per-view. So if you can keep having these solid pay-per-views, you got to fill in the gaps. Raw and SmackDown, and having Bischoff and having Heyman fill in those gaps, man, you could finally have a well-rounded product where hopefully you won't have, because obviously a lot, one of the things that people talk about with the product these days is the repetition of these matches. You're having the same matchups, same matches every single month and almost every single week in some cases. So hopefully, you got a Bischoff and a Heyman who will not only do that, but then utilize the talent, because let's face it, end of the day, whatever you think of WWE, the entire locker room that they have is arguably probably the best, locker room of talent on the planet.
When it comes to just pure wrestling talent,
exactly,
they're up there.
Exactly, and
did you read our boy's comment?
So Noam8787. Okay, this is what Noam says. Oh well, I'm not really a fan of WWE, but the news may be of my interest. But what about that news that started a conversation like this because you seem really into talking about this? I'd like to join, but WWE is just not my cup of tea. Well,
hang tight.
just hang tight. We're going to be talking to AEW Fyter Fest momentarily. We're just waiting on Cruz, who actually Cruz won the Double or Nothing.
Did he? I don't know who won. It wasn't me.
I'm pretty sure it was Cruz because I don't think it was me because up until Double or Nothing, I had won every single one-off card and I didn't win. So I'm pretty sure it was Cruz that won. So Cruz sort of has to, in a sense, defend his one-off belt, even though we don't have an official belt for it.
Yeah, he needs to. And hang tight, bud, because we're talking Fyter Fest. I do want to mention G1 a little bit because it's all that's on my brain.
Well, we talk. We'll have plenty of time in the the upcoming weeks to talk about the executive directors. We're gonna obviously WWE is a weekly thing; it happens every week, so we'll get to see how they progress, what happens. I'm assuming these two are gonna immediately gonna take this role, and starting on Monday, we're gonna hopefully see what Bischoff and Heyman have in store for Raw and SmackDown. But let's dive into the G1 a little bit. We're gonna have a G1 Climax preview show at some point in the next week, because the first matchups are July the 6th in
5th?
Dallas. No, it's July 6th, Saturday. Since it's because the 4th is on Thursday, then 5th is Friday, and then Saturday night in Dallas will be the opening night of the G1. So really looking forward to that. I mean, A block is. I mean, the whole damn thing is stacked.
A block is insanely stacked. B block is stacked as well. But all your New Japan big names, with the exception of like Jay White, they're all in A block. Tanahashi, Okada, Ibushi.
I know you're
all in A block.
You're probably a little upset they don't have Minoru Suzuki.
I'm highly upset.
You're highly upset.
Suzuki
I know that's your boy,
This
man.
is insane. I'm working on a G1 preview article, and I have all of A blocks finished, and I go into some detail about how upset I am that Suzuki is not. Like, I understand why. A lot of the older guys are not in this tournament.
Yeah, and he's an older guy. He's been around a long time.
Tenzan, Nagata, they're not in it.
Yeah.
Which a lot of time here recently, the older guys are the ones taking all the L's. They're taking the losses. Mm-hmm. We don't have anybody that you can look at a match and like, oh yeah, this guy's definitely losing this one. This guy's definitely no. Like, every match is legitimately like, oh, I don't know who's gonna win. It could go either way.
Yeah,
and I love it.
Yeah, and like I said, I've said this before. Last year, Toru Yano defeated Kenny Omega in the G1. If Toru Yano can defeat Kenny Omega in the G1, anything can happen in the G1. Still one of my favorite matches from the G1 last year. That's the whole reason.
It wasn't even like a great wrestling match. It was just so damn entertaining.
And that's the whole reason that I actually got, New Japan World in the first place, because I had been hearing about the G1. I never really watched it, and I liked the concept of it. I liked the round robin thing, A block, B block. I was just really intrigued about it and it's one of those things you don't know who's going to win. It's basically equivalent of the Royal Rumble in WWE. The winner gets a title shot at the biggest show of the year, Wrestle Kingdom, which will happen, of course, January the 4th every year. So, and I always thought that was kind of weird because it's like so far in advance of getting, that you get guaranteed a title shot.
That just shows how good Gato is at booking New Japan. Mm-hmm. To have a plan and not deviate from that plan. Yeah. Like, I think there's a problem with WWE is they have a plan and they're like, man, this is a good idea. Let's go with it. They try it for a week. It fails. And they're like, well, that didn't work. Scrap it. Gato sticks with everything. He has a plan. He's like, this is going to work. Trust me. And they get through it. Now,
apparently, Pro Wrestling Scorecards, the people that we obviously get our scorecards from, that we have the
Shout out PW Scorecards.
Yeah, we have the Fighter Fest scorecards here, as you can see. We got them right here. So while we're talking, anybody can you can pause the podcast, whatever, go download. I think Mike Eo might have also put our speaking of, Mike Eo's not here, he's on assignment. He had some other obligations to tend to. So me and Brink's holding it down here. We're still waiting on Cruz to call in, but apparently Pro Wrestling Scorecards, they're going to be making scorecards for the G1 Climax tournament, which they made some for the New Japan Cup tournament, which was basically, like a March Madness kind of thing. But this is not like a March Madness kind of thing. This is strictly round robin, and
totally different.
The winner of the A block, winner of the B block face off, one-on-one match for basically the title shot at Wrestle Kingdom, the IWGP Heavyweight title shot.
You want to think about how stacked. You know what the main event is for the very first night of G1?
It is Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada.
Like the main feud for the past 4 or 5 years.
Arguably the two biggest Japanese wrestlers. First. Arguably the two biggest Japanese wrestlers today, I would say.
Like top 3, easy. You throw Naito in there.
Yeah, Naito. Yeah, Naito. That's the big 3 Japanese wrestlers today. You got.
I think Cruz is calling.
Cruz is calling in here. So let's see what we got here.
Reject this call because I'm here.
Yep. Let's see. All right, Cruz, you there?
Yes.
All right.
Hey.
We got Cruz on the line now. Cruz, you joined us at a really good time. We're talking G1 Climax. We're talking about just how good it's going to be. The first night, the main event is Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada. I mean, we're talking about how stacked the A block is.
When it comes to name value, you don't get better than that.
No, you don't. Like we were saying, arguably 2 of the 3 biggest Japanese wrestlers in the world today, in Okada and Tanahashi.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Now,
I can't wait.
Now
You
were the one that actually saw that PW Scorecards, they're going to be making scorecards for the G1 Climax. Is that correct?
That's what I'm gathering, because they asked a vote about the way they wanted to score something. If they wanted to go by wins or total points or both.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that they are definitely working on a scorecard.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how. I'm interested to see how they do the scorecard, because they've done the scorecard for the New Japan Cup, which was obviously a single elimination tournament, but this is a round robin. Whereas, so I'm very interested to see how they're going to implement this scorecard, which we're going to use in our G1 preview special.
The way the Japanese people do it, it's a weird like cross grid thing.
Yeah,
and like I still have trouble understanding it. But it basically shows who's fighting who, when, like what date they're fighting, and you can put like whoever won, and it's an easy way to tally up points. I'm gonna have to like research it because I still don't understand it.
Yeah,
and I looked at it for
a
solid hour earlier today.
If PWS is smart, they would kind of model it after that, because that seems to be the best working model.
I think so.
A bracket for the G1.
Well, Cruz, before we talked about the G1, I don't know if you have thoughts on this or not. I know you're not the biggest WWE fan, but certainly some big. I mean, let's put it this way: you're not the biggest WWE fan, but you're like all of us. You hope and wish that WWE can turn it around, can provide a good product, and another option as far as watching wrestling. And this morning,
absolutely.
Some pretty big news. Eric Bischoff, Paul Heyman, they're going to be the executive directors of Raw and SmackDown. Heyman will take over Raw. Bischoff will take over SmackDown. You have any initial thoughts on that?
All I could say is that I remember watching WCW with old Bischoff, and I thought he did a pretty bang-up job on what he did. So it's hoping that Heyman and Bischoff could turn the two weekly shows around. Because I heard as I was getting out of the shower, you were talking about, the pay-per-views are Vince's baby. And, I mean, if the weekly shows turn out to be good and the pay-per-views just end up being absolute shite,
Well, Stomping Grounds was solid. We were talking about that,
Stomping
too.
Grounds was good.
Stomping Grounds was solid. Granted, not the greatest pay-per-view ever, but it was solid.
I heard it was quite solid. I, of course, didn't watch it. But, if the pay-per-views do continue to be, mediocre and the weekly shows are good, I think that's that's still a step up from where we're at right now.
Yeah, it's a move in the right direction, because whether despite what anybody, like I said, despite what anybody thinks of WWE, that locker room of talent is arguably the overall best. When you talk pure talent, the best locker room of wrestling talent anywhere on the planet, and they just unfortunately haven't been able to utilize it to their potential. So hopefully, what we're hoping is that Heyman, Bischoff, they come in and they utilize all these guys, the names that were mentioned, like Eric Young and EC3.
Not EC3.
Well, EC3, look, I'm telling you, EC3, if he's utilized right, can be solid. He could be solid. I'm not saying he's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, but he can be solid. You can't tell me that,
yes, I can.
That thing with the New Day, that when he was knocked out, he was going to be the ref. Did you even see that?
No, I didn't, because it's EC3.
Oh my dude. EC3, look, they did him so dirty, but I'm telling you, it was the funniest thing I may have seen on Monday Night Raw all year long. Whenever he came out and he was going to be Baron Corbin's referee, Rollins attacks him with a chair, and then he's laid out. But he stays laid out on the stage. Well, then here comes the New Day, and the New Day comes out, and they start cutting a promo on it was Baron, Sammy, and Kevin in the ring, and they were talking about, why don't we do like a 6-man tag right now? And they said, if only we had a referee to sanction this match. And then they turn around, EC3 still laid out in the referee shirt. He was wearing the ref shirt. Mm-hmm. And they literally picked him up. You have to go watch this. I almost feel like me explaining it would ruin it, but you have to go.
Weekend at Bernie's it?
Yes, it was a weekend at Bernie's. Exactly. It's exactly how it was. And I'm telling you, it was Cruz. I don't know if you watched it. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. You guys need to go look it
You
up.
realize if Cruz watches that, you said that was the best thing that you've seen on Raw all this year. If Cruz would watch that, that'd be the only thing on Raw that he's seen.
Well,
this
no,
year.
he's been watching Firefly
Incorrect.
Funhouse.
I've been watching Firefly Funhouse.
He's been watching,
Yeah,
but
that's
you know
true.
what? And we talked about Heyman coming in. Imagine what Heyman can do with that Bray Wyatt character.
Make it more money than it already is.
So Cruz, you were a little worried that they might do on it with this hire of Heyman on Raw because I'm of the assumption.
My God, I love it.
I'm of the assumption that Bray
not
Wyatt's
Heyman.
going to be
It's
on
not
Raw. So I don't know. They've been showing Firefly Funhouse on SmackDown sometimes too. So I don't know where. But either way, I think Bischoff or Heyman. I'd like to see what Heyman can do with him before Bischoff. But certainly, I'm excited to see what they can do with that Bray Wyatt character. So.
Yep.
But nonetheless, today's episode is all about AEW Fyter Fest, which will be happening Saturday night. It is free on BR Live, so no reason if you're a wrestling fan you should not be watching this unless you got better plans. But of course,
You have to have an account to get it for free.
Yeah. So you have to have.
My God, put your damn email address in there.
Yeah, and it's free.
It's worth it.
It's free. It's free to sign up. I got an account. Cruz has an account, and I'm sure. Even if you can't watch it live, you can go back and watch it on
the replay.
demand for free. So no reason that you guys shouldn't be tuned into this. It's going to be a great show. Noam8787. He was talking about WWE. This is what Noam said. Yes, but for me, WWE is not for my liking personally, mainly because it's totally fake, and so it makes me angry knowing people believe that this stuff is real, and they won't try to understand what others think. This is mainly why I don't like WWE. I won't make others think as I like because it's their right to think so, but I personally don't like WWE. Well, that's Noam8787's thoughts on it, but
Luckily for you, our WWE talk is done.
we're done. So we're getting ready to talk Fyter Fest. It is an AEW and CEO combination thing here, I think, that they're doing over in Jacksonville. So, Cruz, you got your scorecard ready to rock and roll?
No, it's in Jacksonville is Fight for the Fallen.
Oh, it's in Daytona
Yeah.
Beach. Okay, yeah. Fight for the Fallen, which will be in a few weeks, actually.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks, we'll be in Jacksonville, Florida. So we'll be doing something about that. Noam, the casting couch makes its debut. That's right, Mike Oleander.
That's right, baby.
Mikey O's in the chat. Mikey O, thanks for coming hang
I'm
out in the
still
chat.
not sure how I'm feeling. Like, I don't know how I feel about sitting on a casting couch, but
Well, I don't know if any casting has really been done on this couch, at least not yet. So,
podcasting.
Y'all
At
gonna
least-
have to clean it soon, I guess.
Stop it.
well, you know what they say about about couches in a radio station. That's what I've heard. So in my
Oh,
years.
you want to be on the show, right? You wanna be on-
Yeah, you want to be on the radio. Okay. All right, guys. Fyter Fest scorecard. You can pause it now. Go to our Facebook at the AverageMarks, and you can download it from PW Scorecard. Shout out to them for making these wonderful scorecards.
See, I come to the studio in person. Mike's not even here.
Well, he had other obligations, so it's okay. It's all good. Mikey O, hey, look, Mikey O's going to hang out in the chat, moderate it. The trolls come back. We're going to have us a good time today. So,
Oh, I wish they.
Did you
I
get
hope
the,
they do.
and plus,
the match
Mike,
update?
the what updates?
Match update.
No, you
I
know what?
did, I did, but
seen
they-
something about it, but it's not on the scorecard.
It's Kylie Ray versus the librarian.
Blue
I didn't
Pants.
see that.
Leva
What's
Bates.
that?
Leva Bates. They added Kylie Ray versus Leva Bates to the buy-in.
I found out about that on
I
WrestleCast
didn't
this
even
morning.
know that. That's not even the update.
What
I
were
was
you
talking
at?
about.
Well, I saw that on Wikipedia. I mean, take that for what it's worth on
Yeah.
Wikipedia. But did they add another match though?
What were you talking about, Cruz?
No, Moxley Janela is now unsanctioned.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I
Ooh.
did see that. I did
Ooh.
see that. I did see that it
I
was
posted
unsanctioned.
it in the amp chat. and
Yeah,
you
well,
guys- is everything I post just looked at, disregarded? I swear.
well,
Sometimes maybe I don't know.
Well, even if it had just been the normal one-on-one match, like now that it's changed to unsanctioned, none of my extras have changed. Like it's the same answers.
I had
But you
well,
knew it was gonna get.
Every-
You knew it was gonna
everything
get
stays the
crazy.
same,
well
no
one
matter what.
one of my unscheduled was going to be Peter Avalon. And
Ooh, that's actually a good pick. Now that Leva Bates has a match.
well, that's the thing. Well, they didn't add it.
To
So
the
I
scorecard.
didn't, but that's the thing. I have to look at their Twitter to see if they would count him as an unscheduled because
Why not?
on Wikipedia where the match is, they have Leva Bates and it says with Peter Avalon. So
Ah, okay.
so they go hand in hand. They're like a
Yeah.
little team together.
I'm
So
actually very excited for our unscheduleds.
I know.
This is the first time we've done an unscheduled.
I'm a little excited. I'm a little
AEW.
excited too. Mine are not crazy.
Mine
but
aren't either, but they all make sense.
Yeah,
so.
mine all make sense too. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and dive on into it. Cruz, you did win the Double or Nothing scorecard. Is that correct?
I did, in fact.
Well, that means by rule. Now, before we get to it, Mikey O, I know you're watching. Mikey O, this is the first time we're trying the wired connection. So please, let us know how's the feed. Is the feed looking good? Video, the live feed on our YouTube pages and everything.
Naom, bunch of numbers.
If you look on our end right here, we have this green thing. As long as that's green, then that's good.
Oh, green is money. Let's go.
So it seems like everything's working smoothly so far, so let's hope that it continues that way throughout the entire show. But Mikey O, just let us know how the feed's looking and whatnot, if it's looking good. And we're going to go ahead and dive on into it. Cruz, since you're the defending one-off scorecard champion, I guess, go ahead and pick.
Defending one-off guy.
What? By the way, Mikey O wants to know, what did you score on the Stomping Grounds scorecard?
Hang on, I have the total somewhere around here.
Well, why you
86?
Oh, you got 86, Mikey O. So,
yeah, I hella poo-pooed on that.
So it looks like Elijah is the scorecard champion. Elijah is going to be the new AMP scorecard champion. So how about that? Which means he's going to defend it against me at Extreme Rules now. So
I'm upset Mikey O's not here. I'm not upset that Eli's not here.
All right, so Cruz got 86, so Eli's the new champion. So
stop it.
So there's gonna be some celebrating going on in the Bluff tonight. All right, let's go ahead and
shots of apple juice.
Let's go ahead and we're gonna dive into the Fyter Fest scorecard. Cruz, since you are the champ by rule, you get to choose the order. So go ahead and just let us know what order you would like to go. It's just me, you, and Brink right now. So.
Is Mikey O not doing a card?
Mikey O's AFK.
Yeah.
Well, I know that. Obviously.
He might, if he does a card, he's just gonna fill it out later and just submit it. So.
Oh, okay.
It's just us three right now. Filling out a scorecard.
I had to look at the chat to figure out what his other name was.
Cafe, bro. The interns aren't here today.
No, just us.
We're gonna go Patrick, Brinkman, myself.
All right, well, that sounds good. So let's go ahead and get it started here. Again, you can download the scorecard at our Facebook at the Average Marks. The first match, I don't know if it'll be the first match, but this is one of the matches in the buy-in. Michael Nakazawa versus...
No. You got to do it like Justin Roberts did it at Double or Nothing.
I'm not Justin Roberts,
Michael Nakazawa.
So you did it probably better than I ever could. So Michael Nakazawa versus Alex Jebailey from CEO. Is CEO a wrestling company?
No, it's a fighting
CEO
gaming.
Is a fighting game.
Okay.
It's like a fighting tournament.
Jebailey's like the head guy of CEO.
Okay.
He's the CEO of CEO.
Well, he'll be fighting Michael Nakazawa at the buy-in. So with that being said, I got Michael Nakazawa winning via pinfall. Weapon, and this is a hardcore match, by the way. This is a hardcore match. Weapon types used. I think there'll be 4 different types used. Will there be blood? I circled no initially, but I'm gonna stick with no. I'm gonna say no. There will not be blood in this match because there will be blood somewhere down the line.
Oh God, yeah.
So go ahead, Brink.
I'm going with Michael Nakazawa losing. You're not gonna put the CEO of CEO in a match and have him lose against Nakazawa, who is a glorified jobber. I got Alex Jebailey winning by pin. I think there'll be 6 different types of weapons, including some off the walls that you wouldn't normally think. Like, yeah, they'll use a chair, they'll use a Kindle. Watch out, they might use Legos. I'm just saying.
They can use anything. You never know.
Will there be blood? No, I don't think there'll be any blood because, like you said, there's gonna be blood later.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know where there's gonna be blood. At least I think I know. All right, Cruz, what do you have for the Nakazawa versus Alex Jebailey match? I'm going to call him Nakazawa every time.
As you should.
Michael Nakazawa and Alex Jebailey. Alex Jebailey with the win this year again by pin. I have 5 different types of weapons used and no blood.
All righty, let's move on now to the next match that is going to be on the buy-in. It's the Best Friends versus SoCal Uncensored versus Private Party. So I'll go ahead and go first once again. I got SoCal Uncensored winning this match. I think Frankie Kazarian makes the fall. He'll pin Mark Quinn, I guess is how you say
Mark
that
Quinn,
name.
yep.
Mark Quinn. I got 7 aerials. Dark Order attack anytime. I didn't even mark anything down for that, but I'll say no. I will say no for that. No, you know what? I lie. Let me change it. I'll say yes. Yes. I will say yes because...
Can you make up your mind, please?
yes, I would say yes.
Please.
Dark Order attack at any time, yes. I will say yes. So go ahead, Brink. See that pin? You got that pin over
No,
there?
it depends over yonder.
Well, never mind. I'll mark it later. Go ahead.
I'm talking trash to Conrad. He says I look stupid.
Oh, we got Conrad watching?
I guess so. Well, he was anyway. I told him some bad words and then told him to pronounce what's on my shirt if he's so smart.
I know how to pronounce it.
I actually went back and forth on this one between 2 teams not named SCU, but I ended up going with the Best Friends. I think the Best Friends win. I think Trent Beretta pins Scorpio Sky. I got 8 aerials, and the Dark Order will, of course, attack.
All righty, let's go to Cruz now. Cruz, what do you have for the Best Friends versus SCU versus Private Party?
I was also bouncing between 2 teams, one of which not named Best Friends.
What? You mark?
Yes, we all know how much I love Chucky T and Trent Beretta, but I feel like they're in this match to get a pin.
Or a W.
Or a pin. I have winner SCU. Scorpio Sky makes the fall. Chucky T takes the fall. 4 aerials, and absolutely the artist formerly known as the Super Smash Bros. Attack.
All righty.
I think your aerials are low, but all right.
All righty. We'll do a bonus pick just for funsies. Just a winner. Kylie Ray versus Leva Bates. I was very impressed with Kylie Ray, first of all, at Double or Nothing. But I'm going to say Leva Bates is going to win this match with an assist from Peter Avalon. So quickly, I'll say Leva Bates wins this match. What do you think?
Same thing. I want Kylie Ray because she's my new favorite female wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
But Leva Bates hasn't been on a pay-per-view yet, and now she's got her co-librarian, I guess.
Yeah.
I think she gets the dub.
Cruz, quick winner pick. Kylie Ray, Leva Bates.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the librarian in parentheses S.
Also, another thing to note about that match we just predicted, Best Friends, SCU Private Party, the winners will advance to All Out for an opportunity at a first-round bye for the AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament. So a lot to digest there.
There's a lot on the line.
Absolutely. So that will so there you go. Who else? We got Andrew Lane in the chat. Thanks, Andrew, for coming hang out again.
What up,
he says
man?
He says enjoying the show as usual, lads. Quick question for after this segment. What are your thoughts on Dave Meltzer? Get everything right storyline wise and upcoming angles. Does WWE have a direct leak to Dave, or has WWE wrestling become that predictable? I tell you what, we don't have the right man here to talk about Dave Meltzer. And that's Mikey-O. Mikey-O, you can give your thoughts in the chat on that. I'm not sure I understand the question, though.
I'll do quick answer. A
Go
little
ahead.
bit of both. WWE is super predictable. Sometimes predictable is good. Sometimes it's not. To think that Dave Meltzer isn't being fed something from somebody inside that company is just ludicrous.
Yeah.
Dave has an in somewhere.
Somewhere, somehow, he's definitely got an in. So, All right, let's move on now to... so let's go now to the women's triple threat match.
My favorite part of any Average Marks podcast, Pat pronouncing Japanese names.
It's Yuka Sakazaki
Ooh, nice.
versus Riho.
Yeah.
Riho
Yeah.
versus Nyla Rose in a triple threat
you
match.
really hit the Nyla Rose one. I'm very proud.
Nailed it.
Yep. So speaking of, I got Nyla Rose winning this match via pinfall. I think she will pin Sakazaki, and I have no outside interference. So, Brink.
I have Riho winning by pin. I think she's pinning Nyla Rose. And no interference.
They're just going to bury Nyla Rose. You think already, huh?
No.
All right,
No
Cruz.
comment.
Cruz, what do you have for the women's triple threat match?
I have Nyla Rose winning by sub. I have her submitting Riho, and no outside interference.
All right, let's see. Where can we go from here? Let's go now to Christopher Daniels versus Sema 1-on-1. Shima. I have Shima winning this match via pinfall. I got 6 aerial moves. Brink.
I got Shima also by pin, but I got 4 aerials.
Cruz, what do you have for Shima versus Christopher Daniels?
I have Shima by pin, 3 aerial moves.
Okay, so it's going to come down to the aerial moves, basically.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on now let's go to the Fatal 4-Way. It's Hangman Page versus Jungle Boy versus Jimmy Havoc versus MJF. I'm looking forward to this match. I think this match...
This is going to be fun.
This is going to be a very fun match here. With that being said, I was thinking about this match. I was like, Hangman's got to win this match, but it's a Fatal 4-Way, so he doesn't have to take the pinfall.
Nope.
So with that being said, I got MJF winning this match. I think he's going to pin Jungle Boy. There's going to be 8 near falls, and MJF entrance promo time, I'm going to go with 3 minutes. Brink?
Did somebody say 3 minutes? I actually almost... You don't have to get it, Cruz. It's not for you to get.
Okay.
I actually completely agree with Pat on almost everything. Hangman doesn't have to take this pin here. I could see Jimmy Havoc getting the pin, but I'm still picking Jungle Boy to get it. I got MJF winning. He didn't have a one-on-one match. He had a pre-show match at Battle Royal.
Yeah.
At Double or Nothing.
Yeah, this is a guy you want to get over.
This is a guy. He's your top heel. Him and Jericho.
Behind Jericho.
Him and Jericho are your top heels. You need to get him over. I think he's gonna sneak out a pin over on Jungle Boy. 6 near falls and 2-minute intro.
All right, Cruz, what do you have for the Fatal 4-Way match?
I have MJF pinning Jungle Boy. 5 near falls, 3-minute intro.
Did somebody? Never mind.
All right, let's move on now to Cody versus Darby Allin. I don't know who Darby Allin is. Anybody know who Darby Allin is?
I know who he is. I haven't seen a lot of his work,
Darby
but I know who he is.
Okay.
That coffin drop is legit.
Yeah, well, that
all right, cool.
I was about to say that's actually a thing on the card here. So with that being said,
have you not seen the coffin drop?
I've never seen the coffin drop.
I circled yes.
Top rope dive, but when he jumps backwards, kind of like a trust fall with his arms crossed over his chest. So it's like he's in a coffin, but he falls off.
So
see, when I was gonna get to that extra, I was gonna be like, trash can coffin drop. Don't know what it is, but of course he'll do it.
So is the trash can coffin drop his finisher, or is like the trash can? Or is
he
can
gonna do that in a trash can?
I think that trash can part is a little something different because I didn't see anything with a trash can in any of the clips I saw of it.
Yeah, because I saw that and I was like, I have no idea what that is.
I know, but that's why I circled yes. I mean, if it's something like that enough for them to put as an extra, he's got to do it.
Well, I circled no.
I was like, coffin drop I've seen. Trash can coffin drop? Not really.
Yeah, so I'm thinking we're going to see a coffin drop, maybe not a trash can coffin drop.
Free pay-per-view. Can't hold anything back now.
Coffin drop.
So, well, with that being said, I have Cody winning the match via pinfall. I got 6 near falls, 4 aerials, no trash can coffin drop, maybe a coffin drop, but not a trash can one. Outside interference, you can have Brandy Rose at ringside. More than likely, I'm going to say yes on that.
What if he does a coffin drop in a trash can? Like, there's a trash can placed on the floor on the outside. He does it from the top rope into the trash can.
PW Scorecards doesn't have like a side note on this either. So
does it?
No, it does.
What if he puts a trash can on top of himself and then does the coffin drop? So
the possibilities are endless.
No telling, man.
The possibilities are endless. So
we were one off on just about everything. I got
go ahead.
Cody by pin, 5 near falls, 3 aerials, trash can coffin drop. Don't know what it is. Of course he'll do it. Yes. Outside interference, of course. DDP will come escort Brandy back again.
All right, Cruz, what do you got for this match?
I have Cody winning by pin, 3 near falls, 4 aerials. Yes, trash can coffin drop. Yes, Brandy Rhodes.
All righty. Well, we only got 2 matches left to predict here, and we still got about 20 minutes. All right, let's go now. We'll do John Moxley versus Joey Janela next. I don't know what match is going to go on last. I have a feeling it's going to be the Bucks and Omega. And
yeah, well.
Going on last.
You got 3 of the 4, EVPs of the company right there. So, yeah, of course they're going to go on last. John Moxley versus Joey Janela with Penelope Ford.
With the added stipulation now that it's Unsanctioned?
It's unsanctioned. So that pretty much means anything goes.
Yup.
It's not gonna be a wrestling match. It's gonna be a fight.
This is the EVP
Ray's
saying
favorite thing's about to come out.
what?
Light tubes.
Oh God, dog. No.
All right. So John Moxley versus Joey Janela. I mean, I got to go with Moxley here. Obviously, the only way I see Moxley losing this would be by disqualification, but there's going to be no disqualification. So John Moxley will win via pinfall. I got a 12-minute match time. I say 4 near falls. Will there be blood? Yes, there will be blood.
It's a resounding yes.
Weapons used. Oh, in the famous words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, hell yes. There will be.
So can we just go ahead and say that all 3 of us have yes and yes?
Well, you're next, so go ahead and say
Well,
what you got.
I just know Cruz has yes and yes. He'd be an idiot not to. Well, never mind. Yeah, you know what, Cruz? Going back to the light bulb statement, there will be no light bulbs because he has to stay healthy for the G1. Okay, no light bulbs. Moxley by pin, 18 minutes, 7 near falls. Yes, yes. What did you have for your time?
My time, 12 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
Is that okay with you? 12 minutes?
I guess. That's kind of short, but
all right. Andrew Lane was one of the stream was a little laggy. I don't know. I got it up right here on. It doesn't seem very laggy. I don't know. It might, it could be where you're at, Andrew. I don't know. So hopefully, it kind of. They said the lag demons kick in. Yeah. Well, we got a hardwired connection this week, so the stream should be okay. So I'm hoping that and we'll really know the answer after we shut it off and I can go back and check it out. So, but Mikey O, hasn't said anything bad. So
he stopped watching once we realized Eli was champ. He got his result and he just hauled.
Oh, maybe so. I don't know. Mikey O may or may not still be in here. But anyways, let's go to Cruz now. Cruz, what do you have for Moxley versus Janela?
John Moxley by pin, 18 minutes, 5 near falls. Yes and yes.
He knows. Cruz knows 18-minute match. He knows this is going to be the semi-main. It's not going 12 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. I guess you have a point there. So, but anyways, let's go now to what we expect to be the main event.
Absolutely.
The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, the Elite, taking on the Elite, by the way, taking on the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid, who is there. Let's see. Might be because I'm from England. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know how the internet is in England over there. That's what Andrew Lane said. He said
is it notoriously laggy in England? Is that a thing?
It might be.
Hey, I do a podcast with some dudes from overseas. Just saying.
WrestleCast.
Shout out WrestleCast.
Shout out to WrestleCast.
Conrad, even though you called me bad names while we're doing this podcast. What's up, man? Stevie Martin.
All right.
That's real Stevie B. B-double-E.
B-double-E.
Just saying.
All right. So
it's one of our 1,000 gimmicks on WrestleCast.
There you go. All right. The main event, Bucks and Omega, the Elite, taking on the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid. I got to go with, I was trying to figure this out because the Bucks beat the Lucha Brothers at Double or Nothing, but Omega lost to Jericho. So I was like, okay, do they, let Kenny get a win here? Because
yes.
he's taking on, is it Shima? He's taking on Shima at Fight for the Fallen.
I think so, yeah.
So I expect that to be a victory, but there's no titles on the line here either, as far as I know. By the way, did the Lucha Brothers ever get back to AAA tag team?
Yes.
They did? Okay.
Yes, if you follow the product, you know that.
Well,
watch BTE.
Oh, BT. I don't.
Viva Los Tag Belts.
Well, BTE's I watch the wrestling part of the product. I don't watch.
They have wrestling on BTE.
You need to watch BTE.
Well, I guess I watched the Road to. Actually, I have not watched any of the Road to Fyter Fest yet. I need to go watch some of those.
Those are good, but it's not
there's
BTE.
only 3 episodes.
Well, that's the only way. Well, now that they don't have the TV show yet, so that's the only way they kind of have to really build up the show. But I have the Bucks and Omega winning. I decided to go with that. I got Matt Jackson making the fall, Laredo Kid taking the fall. This number might be low, but I got 8 super kicks. And match time, I feel like this is low too because I got 16 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's low.
But this is, to me, this is this
minimum
is
20.
This is not Double or Nothing. This is Fyter Fest. This is equivalent to, and I don't want to compare it to a Stomping Grounds.
But you're gonna do it anyway.
But this is like, I'm not saying quality wise.
Do it, but damn it, I'm gonna do it.
But it's not it's not one of their big pay-per-views, so I don't think it's gonna be one of those ones where But obviously they're going to come out there and give a good show. They're not going to
Yeah.
slouch, but it's not going to be like a double or nothing where like or an all in. You know what I'm saying?
See, we're talking all this, Cruz, and then watch when the show actually happens, and Pat's like, "Hey, it went 16 minutes." It's like, damn it, Pat was right again.
Hey, you never know. I'm only lost one of the one on scorecard. So
my picks now.
go ahead.
Yeah, but you lost all the AEW scorecards.
Ooh,
You're right. Hey, you're right. I'm 0 for 1 on AEW scorecard.
Oh,
so
no, he didn't say 0 for 1. He said all of them.
well, that was one. So
it's all of them.
I'm
all of them.
I'm still undefeated on New Japan cards though.
I don't want to
So
talk
y'all
about
better
that.
watch out for the G1. That's
I
all I'm
don't want to
saying.
talk
That
about
one
that at
hurts
all.
more, I
that
think.
hurt. Ooh.
I'm undefeated on that New Japan
It's good.
scorecard though. So
It's a good thing I'm wearing red on my black shirt because, man, I'm hurt. I'm bleeding. That hurt. I got the Elite winning. The Elite. Omega makes the fall. Laredo Kids in the match to take it. 11 super kicks, 24 minutes.
all right, let's go to Cruz now. Cruz, what you have for that match?
Wow. You see, me and Brink, that's why we're the undefeated, undisputed tag team champions.
Undefeated.
Bazille, Louisiana.
Did I ever tell you what her team name
Yep.
was?
No.
Hunk and Chump.
Hunk and Chump.
Yeah.
So who's Hunk and who's Chump?
That's up to y'all to decide.
Yeah.
Let's put a poll up.
All right. My winner is the Elite. The Elite. Kenny Omega makes the fall. Laredo Kid takes the fall. 12 super kicks, 14-minute match time. 24 minutes.
I was about to say 14 minutes. All right, Pat.
24-minute match time.
All right. Well, that's all for the matches. Now, a one-off scorecard first. Everyone's favorite part.
The best part.
They put unscheduled on the scorecard. So a big, humongous thank you to PW Scorecards for putting unscheduled on this Fyter Fest
Because
scorecard.
Pat loves unscheduled. Ain't that right, Conrad?
I guess, yeah. Whatever that means.
He
but
beat you with Walter.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, my thoughts on that I can't really say right now. So, but anyways, I'll go first. My 5 unscheduled. I'm assuming it would still only allow 5. Okay, Chris Jericho, Ali, Luchasaurus, Sonny Kiss, and Sean Spears are my 5
I'm pretty sure they
unscheduleds.
announced Chris Jericho.
They did. I don't know. I have to look on.
He's not on the match, but didn't they send out a thing? Like Cruz sent me something saying that
Well,
it was a
Chris
tweet.
Jericho,
let me.
Chris Jericho refuses to go because it is broadcasted for free.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So
Okay.
so that means
So
Chris Jericho.
Jericho's going to be there.
So that means Chris Jericho's going to be
yeah,
there.
I'm still
But
not
he
putting
still,
him.
but he counts as unscheduled though.
I'm
based
still
on
not
that.
putting him. Who'd you put?
I got Jericho, Ali, Luchasaurus, Sonny Kiss, and Sean Spears.
No, that's not bad. I do have Luchasaurus. I want to see more Luchasaurus. I love me some
I think
Luchasaurus.
Jungle Boy comes out on Luchasaurus.
I'm
I
pretty
was-
sure
that
Luchasaurus
gimmick
gets
going.
involved in that match.
I wanted to put. I was going to put Peter Avalon, but since they have the match, even though it's not officially on the card, I wasn't going to take the risk at PW Scorecard saying, "Well, he was announced, so we're not going to count him as an unscheduled." So I just didn't put Peter Avalon. But go ahead with the rest of your unscheduled. You got Luchasaurus.
Yeah, I got Luchasaurus. I've got the Dark Order.
That's 2 people, right?
It is 2 people
Mhm.
because I mean it's an extra, but they're not scheduled to be there. So I went Dark Order.
And I put yes for that. So
So that's 2 points you should, or 6 points that you could have had.
well, we'll see.
I'm also going on Halago and Jack Evans,
Okay.
another tag team.
Okay.
Which if the Dark Order shows up and starts attacking all these tag teams, they beat up on Halago and Jack Evans at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, they'll come out. You're going to get all the points right there.
Give me my I blew my ears out. Give me my unscheduled points.
All right, let's go to Cruz now. Cruz, what do you? And Cruz, if you want, you can still do a gimmick pick for this one too. So
I
give it.
don't have a gimmick.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause there's no hockey team in Daytona. So.
Disqualify his
I could
scorecard.
find a hockey team.
He'll find one. Don't count him
Get you a
out.
NASCAR driver, brother.
But go ahead and give us your unscheduled. Go ahead and give us your unscheduled, Cruz.
I have Chris Jericho. I have Luchasaurus. He will be the noble steed, the Jungle Boy. I have Ali. I have Evil Uno. And I have Stu Grayson.
That's it.
Well, you get 3 of your 5 are the same exact ones as me. I almost put in another one I was thinking of was Sadie Gibbs. I was thinking about Sadie Gibbs. She's a new woman wrestler that they signed, so that she hasn't made an appearance or anything.
I
so.
almost put Ali. And then I decided I wanted to go the tag team route.
Yeah.
So
That's not a.
Allie's not
I
a
feel
bad
like
pick.
during that women's match or something, Allie's going to show because she has a match on Fight for the Fallen.
With
And
Brandy.
you got to set up some kind of something for
So-
Brandy and Allie.
So either she's going to come out during the triple threat, and after Brandy comes out and start something with Brandy, or she's going to get involved in
Yeah.
a Cody Darby Allin match.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that I think about it, Darby Allin and the Demon Bunny kind of have the same gimmick
Ooh.
going on.
Ooh, I like it.
Let's
So-
see. So
That
hold on,
happening.
time
Hold
out.
on.
WWE creative team in the chat. Any resume tips in case Bischoff or Heyman fires me?
Fix Impact.
So any well, yeah, well, I don't know if that could be fixed, but
Don Callis is trying. Give him credit for trying.
so resume tips for the WWE creative team. This is an interesting segment here that we just kind of dove into. So
where's Mikey O? We
resume
need
tips.
Mikey O.
Have a cover letter. That first of all.
Cover letter. Yes.
Cover letter, yes, the cover letter.
Google how to do a resume.
And don't put that you were on the WWE creative team for the past 3 years. That would probably say you were on the creative team in like 90. Then like
Push it back like 5 years.
Say you were on the creative team from like 99 to 09, and then maybe someone else will hire you. Or matter of fact, don't even say I don't know.
Don't use any of them for
Tell them
references.
you booked Hulk Hogan over Andre the Giant.
I don't like
I
bounce.
don't blame you.
So
I don't blame
they
you.
said Impact is a no-go. They don't like bounced checks. So certainly this is great. The WWE creative team is in the chat. So hopefully you guys still have jobs next week when Heyman and Bischoff show up. So because certainly, I don't know. We'll see. Who first of all, that's on that's a Twitch user, by the way.
It might be somebody from Impact.
It might somebody from Impact with that name. That's kind of that's funny right there. Certainly, hey, resume tips. I don't know. I have not made a resume in a half a decade. I've been having the same job now for the last 5 years. So
Don't use any of the Fed's people as references.
yeah, don't reference. Yeah, don't use any of the Fed's
Reference
references.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, Vince. Who's this? What?
That's good-ish.
That's good-ish right there. I'll tell you. But yeah, resume tips. Yeah, just whatever. I don't know.
You gotta make the ladies swoon.
But first of all, who like?
Did you read that report?
What report?
That Baron Corbin, Big Bowser Corbin, is getting pushed right now because McMahon sees like the ladies like swooning. They use that word swooning over him, and I could just imagine Vince. The ladies need to swoon.
That it makes sense in a way to me.
Well,
Since he shaved his head, by the way, because
asked-
He is so much more handsome now that he's
Yeah,
shaved
he
his
is.
head. Because when he had that loose rope knot string there on top of his head.
yeah, that wasn't good.
I've seen female wrestling fans on Twitter that are like in love with Baron Corbin. So
Well-
there are women out there that do find him like dreamy or attractive, whatever you want to call it.
I asked Allison earlier what she thought about Baron Corbin, and I
Mhm.
can't repeat those words on podcast. Not this podcast.
Was it?
Maybe on
Were they
WrestleCast.
positive or negative?
Oh, they weren't good.
Okay. Well,
They weren't
I
good.
feel like Allison's very, very picky. So,
Yeah, she didn't hold back either. So-
good for her. So, at least you don't have to worry about her cheating on you with Baron Corbin. So, what else did he say? Baron
is jealous of Punishment Martinez's hairline on NXT.
Hey, it's a Damian Priest now.
No, Punishment Martinez is better.
I mean, it's better, but man, Damian Priest is not bad. It's better than the Viking experience. or
Yeah, I don't
whatever
want
the
to talk about that.
hell. Not that the Viking Raiders though. So,
It's still.
The anime experience.
well, we still got a few minutes to before we wrap it up here, guys. I want to thank everybody hanging out in the chat, the WWE creative team for showing up, Andrew Lane, also Noam 8787. We appreciate you guys all hanging out in the chat, being interactive. That's one thing we like doing here. We like being interactive with the folks in the chat, whether you're trolling or not. We just like interacting with you guys, and because like now, we finished the scorecards, and we got a few minutes to really fill out the show. So.
I do want to say, Cruz, before you go, I think I mentioned it earlier. I am working on a G1 preview article.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to break it up into 2 articles, one for A block, one for B block, because my A block article is already like super long. It'll be a long read for anyone. So.
WWE creative team ask, go check out the G1 article that Brinkman. Where's it at again?
I'm not finished it yet.
Oh, you're not finished yet?
I got A block done. I don't have B block
It's at his
finished
house.
yet. Yeah, it's on my laptop.
Be on the lookout for Brink's preview article. Also, be on the lookout for our preview episode of the G1 Climax tournament. WWE creative team.
Have to break that up into 2 episodes.
Well, the thing is, it's going to be a special. It's not going to be an actual episode, so we're going to have unlimited time to do that. We can go 2-3 hours if we have to. So, I hope we don't have to go that long, but certainly I know you two guys can talk about it for 2 or 3 hours straight.
That's a whole podcast just for us.
WWE creative team asked, did you discuss Sami Callihan at, was it MLW incident? I don't know if I know anything.
What happened? Inform us.
Yeah, what happened? Because I don't know.
He spit water on Jim Cornette.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
No, it was just water.
Well, that's fine. You can spit water on Jim Cornette. I don't care. That's fine with me. Mikey O, I think, would know a little bit, but that's Mikey O's forte. He knows a little more about that. He kind of follows Sami Callihan a little bit better than we do.
They lost me at Cornette.
Like I said, when you spit water at Cornette,
it was at least it was just water. It could have been a lot worse than water.
Speaking of spitting, did y'all see? Was it Taya Valkyrie slapped the beer out of that fan's hand and then he spits on her?
And then the fan spit on him. On her. Yeah.
Hold on, you know what? Speaking of I feel like this has to be talked about for the next few minutes. What's up with this Twitter feud between Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay? What is going on here?
It is probably the second best thing WWE has going for him right now.
Behind Firefly Funhouse?
Exactly.
Well, look, this before y'all jump in.
Third in the 24/7 championship.
This is my thoughts real quick on it. Rollins was out there trying to, basically, because Rollins, whether you like him or you hate him, he's kind of one of the faces of the company now. So he's got to, he went out there and asked, who can, was he talking about Ricochet or something?
No, it was after Ricochet's match, and he said something along the lines about WWE's got the best product in the world or the best talent in the world.
Or he said something about find someone who can do this schedule.
Oh, yeah.
And Will Ospreay, who's one of my favorite wrestlers, by the way, he tweets out, "I'm alive," and then Rollins kind of claps back at him, is like, "Sorry, dude, we already have a better version of you in Ricochet."
Oh, no. He says little guy,
which they're the same, which, and I think he wasn't saying physically little guy. I think he was trying to say, you're in New Japan, I'm in WWE. So, in a sense, you're compared to me, you're a little guy. I think that's where he was going with that, which wrestling ability, certainly not a little guy, but, and I liked the fact that Rollins was trying to, defend the company, defend some of the folks that work at the company. But then it got to a point where we started talking about money and all that. I was like, all right, Rollins, it's cool. If you want to clap back at somebody and defend the company, that's cool. I like to see the fire in that, but then don't start talking about paychecks and this and that, all that stuff. So Rollins took it a little too far, I think. And then, of course, Ospreay has nothing to lose. Ospreay's going to kind of.
I don't blame Rollins. I'd be talking a lot of ish too if I had the man behind my back.
Yeah, you got Becky Lynch, and stuff. So, real quickly, we only got a few minutes left. WWE Creative. I heard that jobber John Moxley is in the G1. Who's this nobody jobber? Boy, the WWE Creative team, man.
And he wondered why he left.
Cody and Joey Janela in Twitter. Cody Hall. I don't know what that means.
No one cares about Cody Hall.
Andrew Lane says Rollins asking to compare bank accounts was lame. Yeah, that was kind of lame. That was very lame because at the end of the day, look, Rollins has the Vince hacked Rollins. Oh, man.
What's a Twitter?
WWE Creative Team, I would appreciate it if you give us a follow on Twitch or whatever. That would be great because so far the WWE Creative Team, why can't y'all be this creative on Raw and SmackDown? What the hell's the matter with y'all? So, quickly.
That's why Moxley left.
You want to get some quick thoughts on the Rollins-Ospreay feud that you haven't maybe given already?
Yeah, not really. It's Ospreay getting himself over in New Japan. It's awesome. It's Rollins trying to get the Fed over. It's awesome. I don't care for the bank account statement. It's kind of low.
And I like.
But other than that, it's two top guys going at each other on Twitter. It's bringing publicity to both promotions. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, and
like I said, I like the fire that Rollins has trying to defend defend the company, defend guys like Ricochet and whatnot. But like I said, the thing about the paychecks, dude, come on now, you're a little bit better than that. And same thing with Ospreay. I like the fact that Ospreay's trying to clap back at the big boys and stuff. So it's always fun. But, and sometimes I get to the point where you know, like, you know what? If you're in WWE, worry about WWE. If you're in New Japan, worry about New Japan. If you're in AEW, worry about AEW. Worry about your own promotions. Don't worry about what guy, like if you're in AEW, don't worry about what guys in New Japan are doing. Don't worry about Ring of Honor. Don't worry about WWE. And it seems like, everybody's trying to clap at WWE because obviously WWE is, despite the lack of product, they're the standard bearer. But, I don't know. It's just, I think there's so much drama and everything.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a top guy in the Fed like Rollins or Kofi or somebody along those lines get into a Twitter feud with the top guys in NXT, like Adam Cole, Bebe, and Ciampa, Gargano, all of them. And then the NXT guys say, you know what? I've had enough. Here's your NXT invasion. There's your storylines.
All right. Well, we have to get ready to wrap it up here real quickly. Cruz, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Brink, thanks for coming on in. Couple of last comments. Mike Oleander says, making that man voice moan like a banshee. And then WWE creative team, I am glad he didn't.
Is he talking about me?
Bring up, no, he's talking about Rollins and Becky. Glad it didn't bring up healthcare benefits with this Twitter beef. So, wow. Yeah, that would have been so epic. So, but with that being said, we've hit the time. We're on radio this week. So, once again, thanks to Brink, thanks to Cruz, thanks to everybody in the chat. If you haven't done so yet, hit that follow button, subscribe, whatever platform you're watching us on. With that being said, outro.
Almost did my WrestleCast outro. Adios, cabrons.
Adios.